right, what's up, guys? We are past the pop culture. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Fenn.
Hello.
And I'm Ricky. So today we're going to be talking about the GamesCom, I guess kind of like game reveals, kind of like our thoughts on some of the games. We're going to be, if you're watching us on YouTube, you're going to be able to see like kind of some of the footage, the trailers, kind of a little bit of our reaction, a little bit of our thoughts on the games, kind of like where we think kind of games are heading, kind of like coming out from 2021 going into 2022 already.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shoot! Yeah, like all these games are what November.
Most of these games are coming out 2022, late 2021, of course. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I don't know what you want to get started with.
Right, so for the first trailer is ShangChi Age of Ashes, and from what we can kind of tell, it's just dragons. And what's wrong with dragons?
Yeah, so basically from like what the gameplay we've seen and all that basically it's just going to be you fly around dragons and you try to shoot each other out of the sky. So it looks pretty fun. It's supposed to be free to play from what I've heard. Of course, you can they still have like the founders package and stuff like that. So it gives you like bonuses. I don't remember. It probably gives you like, skins and whatever, normally you get from these free to play games. So yeah, that's just like a quick little look. That was very, very quick, just kind of like what they showed off. But the game pretty much is. Are you gonna just like?
I'm just gonna leave it there.
You're gonna leave the Red Bull thing up. All right, no, that's fine. So basically, oh man, my voice cracked. So basically, man, this is a fun recording today. Oh yeah. So I'm very interested in this game, especially since it's free to play. I don't know about you, Fen.
I like if they can have cameos from like Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, because like right now, as soon as I saw like that knight looking dude on the dragon, I was like, man, that's Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
written
like
all
different
over
skins. What do they do, like Warcraft skins? And
Warcraft? I don't really care about Warcraft right now, but
I don't know. Imagine Spyro. I would love that.
That would be cool.
Devs, if you hear me on this one, Spyro, put him in. I don't care how. If it looks dorky, it is. It doesn't matter. I would love. You know how good a Spyro skin? Not a realistic one. Just like the straight up.
Like maybe like a purple big dragon. But like I'm assuming somebody has to write it, so.
I think it would just be funny.
Who writes Spyro?
I don't know, but I think it'd be very very funny if they would add Spyro into the game.
It'll be interesting how free to play though it is.
That is my main worry. I'm pretty much worried that, what is it going to look like, the monetization, I guess, of the game, because that whenever I see free to play, I am like, it's never free to play. There's always a catch. There's always something, and personally, like, how do I word it? I'd rather just play the game, pay for it regular, and then, like get everything with it, rather than having to be like, oh, it's free to play, and then being like, it's $10 for this, $10 for that, 5 here, 20 here, and then it's just like it adds up, and then like you've spent a couple $100 when normally you could have spent 30. And it was like, I feel like they end up getting more of your money in a certain way, like if you choose to go like the path of like actually buying stuff within the game.
I mean, I'm not too sure about that, because especially if this is like gonna be free to play, and I don't know how it's gonna play or whatever, but like if it's you buy it, it's like, how do you get the skins though? I guess you just keep playing the game and
get,
like,
you would unlock them
currency.
Like anyway, like it's fine. You get your V-Bucks or whatever.
Well, I mean, I guess like Call of Duty, you still pay for it, but then you have to buy like 50 million skins. I mean, you don't have to, but
yeah,
I guess
but they have the
opportunity
to if you want. But no, yeah, that's my main thing is like, also like I'm worried like if certain skills, and because I'm not too familiar, I don't know who the makers are.
I've never heard of them.
And so I think that what I'm worried is like they're just going to have like egregious monetization in it, and it's just like if you want to get anywhere good in the game, you're gonna have to pay. And that's what I'm worried about, like I mentioned earlier. So it's free. We can try it. We don't have to, if it ends up disappointing, we can just uninstall. But yeah, I think that's kind of like just our first look at it. I think it's something we're gonna definitely probably pick up.
Dragons.
I'm very interested because it's dragons. Is very unique. It's very unique in the idea that I was going with, and they've shown it off before. But they pushed it back. So now, if you saw in the trailer, it was November 18th, 2021 should be coming out. It was originally supposed to come back from April. So that was the last one that they did, but they pushed it back quite a bit, and so I'm hoping development's still coming smoothly, and also too like the controls for how you're maneuvering the dragons is gonna make or break the game.
I think it's gonna be kind of clunky,
You
just
think?
from based off like because that was kind of a gameplay trailer, I guess, right? So I feel like, ooh, because I know with most games when you're like riding a bird or dragon or whatever, it's kind of like it's very like. It's not a smooth, you know, up and down.
It's almost like when you're
just
playing like an airplane, but it's like a kind of like I think it just doesn't translate well.
Yeah.
It seems sort of like smooth, but the problem is like it's a lot of it's like edited to look clean. And my worry is like when you hit like objects in the game, like walls and stuff, do you just like splat and die, or is it like you take damage?
Or are you still gonna be like
or you're just gonna be like,
wall?
you know, you're just gonna be like flowing there and like it's gonna be a little immersion breaking. So I'm very interested to see how they're gonna handle that. Actually, very interested.
Or it's like, how do you dodge attacks?
Or I'm assuming like you know you do like little aerial spins and you're kind of just maneuvering.
Now, if they could do it like what's that Star Wars Rogue Squadron game or whatever, where like it's just flying only, then. But with dragons,
I think I'm interested to see like because it seems like it's just going to be dragons. I don't think there's gonna be like melee combat. I don't think you're gonna like jump off and like try to attack. I feel like that'd be too ambitious. I mean, it's a cool idea if they add it on later. I mean, just getting the dragon flying correct and the combat of that is gonna be pretty fun. But I remember they were also showing off a little bit like some of the classes and that I was kind of put off a little bit by some of the classes because like you can like go invisible or stuff like that, and it's like I like the idea. The problem is like how do I word it? Like I don't know, like the balancing of it is going to be difficult.
It can be abused
because it's like if you're only invisible for like a second, then it's just like, well, why pick the character? But if you're invisible so long, like. And I know there's like other like tracking and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm very interested to see how they're gonna handle this, the balancing issues wise, like from that perspective of the game, because it could be a very fun game, and it has so much potential. But it's like I never got in on the beta. Apparently they had a beta.
They did.
Yeah, I should have probably tried. I only found out about. I heard about it. And then kind of like when they revealed it, I was like, oh, okay. I never really followed the game before. I remember seeing a little bit of it, but I never really was like, okay, whatever. Like
I'm trying to think if they announced it on like on the E3 or something, but I don't think they did, right?
Well, IGN put up a trailer like 8 months ago. That's what it says on there on YouTube. So it's like it's been around. Like they've been saying stuff for it, but I don't know. I think maybe just whenever I first saw it, I was just like, oh, okay, whatever.
I'm just glad there was like a hint of gameplay.
Yeah, on the one they showed for Gamescom though, that they did have a good amount of gameplay because I'm not sure if you saw that
This one I think I missed, but I don't know.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, we'll move on to the second game then that I'm pretty interested in.
Swoop.
And Protocorgi, or is that
Synced?
Oh, we'll do Synced. Okay. Oh, I jumped ahead.
We could skip this one if you want.
No. We'll talk about Synced. And so it's synced off planet. So it's like future tech zombies. That's basically kind of like the vibe that I got, like and like how they kind of like explained it. That I'm like, it's just it's zombies. It's essentially you're playing zombies.
Oh yeah, I remember this. I don't.
It looked interesting. I got the Division vibes from it. Like I'm not because you played that, so it gave me that kind of like that third person survival kind of feel to it. That like it's kind of seemed like loot based and stuff like that. It seems cool. Like of course, like I don't know. Like when I was watching some of the gameplay as well, looked kind of boring though. I feel like
I was gonna say it doesn't really.
It looked kind of boring, and I think that's the problem with these. Like, it's a little generic, I think. But I am gonna keep my eye on it because I think the concept's interesting, even though it is basically zombies. I do think that and then so I just think that it has potential again, but I don't see it really going anywhere potentially. That like it's not gonna be like, oh, everyone's talking about it, everyone's gonna play it. I don't think we're gonna really see it like that.
I don't know. It's just I'm getting kind of tired of like the zombie-esque, open wave simulator.
Yeah, like what do you think is that like resurgence?
I
coming
don't.
from?
I really don't know because like Back for Blood, and then like they had what was it like what was
The
it?
Aliens?
The Aliens. What? Yeah, that one too. I don't know. Like I don't know why that's coming back all of a sudden.
Like that zombie wave shooter. I don't know. Maybe it's like.
I mean, at least for the
people are trying
Aliens
to-
one, it's like a little bit different, but to the core, it's just like wave simulator.
Yeah, yeah, and like I don't mind fighting off waves, but it's
Mhm.
just like sometimes it's like I do feel like it's a little too generic at this point, and I don't see it becoming like a big hit, but I also like I think a lot of people might just pick it up, but I think it's gonna go under the radar. I think for
Yeah.
the most part, like people are gonna pick it up, people are gonna play it for a bit and then leave. But I feel like it is like a Division clone.
Mhm.
I don't know how close it is going to be, but it seems like it's like kind of like what's it like, the Dark Zone? Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's basically like you just like you're trying to like transport like whatever loot you get like out of a place. Like that's basically what it looked like, and then like you just fight off waves.
Well, I mean,
until,
even
like,
in that trailer, he like summoned a robot, and he was in a room just chilling there while the robot did all the work. So
yeah,
it's
I
like,
also felt like
how fun is that?
something that I don't know. Maybe this is just mean to say, but sometimes I'm like the people who are playing for the gameplay trailer. It's like they're not the best players, and so I'm like I don't think it's the best showcase. Sometimes like of the kind of like the combat of the game, because he was like
yeah, because I mean, like
he was just like running up and like and I'm like, okay, well, like that's cool, man, but like
I mean, I guess because maybe they're trying to show off like how like cool summons you can have or something, but don't have it fight everything, and you're literally just in the room, like literally just watching, and it's like throw a grenade or I don't know, press a
and
button.
also I'm not sure if it was just me or when I was watching it, like the frame rate didn't look too great on that. Like I was
Yeah.
like, wait, hold up. I'm not sure like if it was just because of the stream or something like that.
there is another game in this convention or whatever that it was pretty like framey, and I was like, why did they show this trailer? I can't remember what game it was. We might see it right now, but
yeah,
I just remember like even because I was watching with a person on the stream, and he was just like kept like looking at the video, and he's like, is this my eyes or is it like
Yeah,
extremely
like, yeah.
framey? And like even the chat, they're like
like what?
why? It's like this doesn't why?
yeah, and so I don't really have much to say besides that. It's not something I'm gonna keep my eye on, but it's supposed to be releasing 2022.
I probably would skip if it's Division, which I
That
guess
feels so far away. 2022, right?
it
like,
does, but at the same time it doesn't.
Yeah, it's just
Especially when it's like they say, oh, early 2021. I was like, shoot, that's in like a month. Well, like 3 months now, but
yeah, but it's
but
like,
still, it's like, man, what happened to the year?
yeah, I know, that's crazy. But
Maybe it's because there's no good games that came out this
Yeah.
year. So
but another game, as you can see, it's Protocorgi.
now this is
Now
content.
now this is a game, okay? This is a game. So basically, it's just I don't know. It's very reminiscent of like the old school like
Reminds me of Mega Man.
side-scrolling shooters. Uh,
Oh yeah, that's hardcore like
like
Mega Man
arcade shooter.
vibes.
Also, like we don't have the music playing. Look up the trailer just to listen to the music if you haven't, please. It is so good.
It's in my ears.
Like the music is so good. It's very reminiscent. It gave me like early 2000s like anime music vibes.
Oh yeah,
Because it is in Japanese. The song. It's I mean, and if you're able to see the trailer, like it has a lot of like what's it called? The Gundam. It has a lot of Gundam references and stuff like that. Like you can kind of see like it has like that inspiration. Like
I love this trailer.
like-
Sorry.
so it's a really good trailer, and I think they're indie devs from Chile. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
So they're from Latin America.
Represent.
So it's very interesting. It's already out. Yeah. So August 26th. So it's already
buy it.
out. I'm
Join the
pretty
bark
interest-
side.
Yeah.
I never
like,
got that. Sorry.
it's no, it's cool. Like I really enjoyed that. I was like, oh wow, like I don't like that's my favorite trailer
I mean,
out
yeah,
of all the
that-
GamesCom. I
that
don't
was a
know if
solid 1 minute.
I don't
right
know if
there.
anyone else feels the same way, but yeah, that's my favorite favorite trailer. And I was like, I'm probably gonna pick it up because it's like I like those kind of like
retro,
like just side scrolling like
it gave me
shooters.
hardcore like Mega Man vibes.
Yeah, it has that like energy to it, and it's just I think it's just because the era it's trying to emulate and everything. Like I really enjoy. I really enjoyed it. I mean, that's a game trailer, boys.
Like
That's a game trailer.
I don't care about no gameplay. That was just
Yeah, like I think the main thing though is like because it kind of just like showed off a little bit like it says the prologue trailer, so it just kind of give you a little bit like of the world. But man, dude, that song slaps, bro. It slaps, dude.
It's funny how this indie not serious game just like, hey, I gotta get this. But meanwhile, a big old game like Synced over here is just like, hey, robots, and we're like, nah.
And like the budget's like way bigger on Synced, let's be honest. Like, and then Corky's like, I mean, and this is not a knock on anybody, but it's just
looks way better.
Yeah, it's like I think also too like because that kind of goes into like what I've been feeling about games lately is that games take themselves a little too seriously sometimes, and I don't mind like. I like serious games, like when it's like, good, bad, this and that, like different like morality and stuff. Like I enjoy those games, but sometimes like I just want a dumb game. You know what I mean? Like in the sense where it's just like it's just fun, dumb, not dumb as in like oh the game's bad and this and that, but just like something like fun, something that doesn't take itself too serious. And I think that's the problem, and maybe that's why I also like kind of like the older games because they don't take themselves too serious as modern games do, and I feel like because some of the most popular games that have come out recently have been like serious titles or games that take themselves fairly serious. It's a trend to kind of like make these serious pieces of art, which I don't mind. I love serious like gritty video games and movies and stuff like that. But I think the problem is when they're all like that, then no one has fun. It's like it's just a fun game. It looks fun, and it's not taking itself too seriously. And I think many games would just benefit from just going not the comedy route, but just like it's a game, bro. Like it's
like
just,
have fun.
It's like listen, man. Like you're shooting aliens in space, or you're a robot corgi. Like it's not something to be taken serious.
You don't have to save the world. You don't have to have some kind of like political message or it has to be all dark and gloomy. Your family died or whatever. Just give us a corgi.
Yeah, and I think because just like. Because especially from my perspective, I think from seeing like how popular games back in the day, whether it's like Last of Us, like the first one, I think it made games very cinematic because everyone was kind of chasing that, and then so now you have games that are trying to emulate movies, and I think because movies are in this like very serious kind of gloomy spot, I think also too. I mean, you can say like, and be like all smart, like, it's reflective of the culture and blah 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 and things going on, which is true. But it's like, man, like just have some fun. Like sometimes I just want to play a stupid game, and I think that's why games like Fall Guys, and Human Falls Flat and stuff like those kind of stupid games with weird physics and all that stuff. Like they're interesting people because I think it's like they're just fun and stupid. You just play it. And
do you think this is like a very small amount of people who have this kind of like opinion where like they want fun games like this, or do you think more people are kind of gravitating more towards like the serious games?
I mean, I think it depends what age group you're in. I think if you're in like the younger age range, I think all you want is like the cool, serious Call of Duty explosive games and stuff. And so, but the thing is, beginning Fortnite was fun, man. It was silly. It was like, but then people started taking it so serious, and that's what kind of like got me kind of like away from it because it was like people took it so serious, and then I'm like, dude, relax. It's just Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like it's cartoon-looking characters shooting each other because some with like
even now it's like you have Superman shooting guns, but even then it's just like
but like that's why it's also it is popular because like. Yeah, they do silly things like that, but I think also too, it's like it gets taken so serious.
Yeah,
like
especially when you get domed by like a 10-year-old who builds like 100-foot skyscraper.
And it's like and like because even then, like Call of Duty now, you can't play casual. You have to go like you have to always play sweaty, and like to win. And it's just like man, it's like I think these games I want to see more games like this, and even for myself because for when I'm like. when I'm coming up with like ideas or things, it's like, oh, it'd be cool if like a game's like this. And and now that I'm like older, I'm like, I just want stupid stuff, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, like you could literally make anything good. So it's like, I mean, this guy literally made a Corgi game. So it's like,
and
it's something you wouldn't expect. Like,
yeah, and it's like, you know what, dude, I'm here for it. I enjoy it. But to move on to our next game though, so yeah.
Oh, they're gonna watch the trailer again. Just kidding.
Play the music again in the background. I love that. I love that song so much. Another one that I guess kind of going on off of like what Protocorgi is Squadron 51. So this one's very interesting because it is another kind of like, well, you can, if you're watching the trailer, it's a side-scrolling 2D shooter, like arcade. Oh man, like shoot 'em ups, I guess.
Yeah, like you, where you're basically a ship and it's kind of sideways. What's it called?
I can't remember the genre, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no.
My coworker will tell me later. Don't worry.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's very interesting, and I think there is a
I really enjoy the aesthetic of this.
I do like the aesthetic. It's very good, and so if you can't see it, it's basically that. It's a 1950s aesthetic, sci-fi aesthetic, basically having like that black and white look to it, kind of like realistic, fake-looking props. I don't know how to word it. It's just it's like Twilight Zone. The best way to word it is like Twilight Zone.
As soon as you said that.
Yeah, so that's what got me very interested, and yeah, so it's a I really do like the aesthetic of how the bullets come out and they're just everything's like exploding and like the camera angles and even the way the story's told, you know, it's very interesting. I don't really like not that I'm a loss for words, but it's just I don't really know how to describe it more than like it is weird and I like it, and it's just like it looks like you're moving a like you're like it's like a play or something almost like of
it's like somebody's holding the plane with like a string, because like back in the old
show.
Back in the old days for like, you know, movies, it would literally just be like a model and somebody's moving, and it's what it looks like. And
so that's Squadron 51, and so I don't know, like
boomers would definitely like this game.
You're saying I'm a boomer? No, but it's coming 2022. So I am I think they have a what's it called? Like a demo. I think they have like a demo for it or something. So I might just try it out.
Ooh, on Nintendo Switch, that's not gonna look good. Sorry, Nintendo.
That's why you're gonna get it for the Steam Deck?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it for my computer. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm I like seeing these kind of games, very creative, and you know, of course, you're not gonna see this from like, you know, the big.
But see, again, as how we were just saying, it's not. I mean, it's not exactly serious. It's just a weird looking old school movie fighting aliens. It's like,
yeah, and I always enjoy this aesthetic, like in movies and stuff like that, or when they bring it up. Like I'm not too familiar with like and watched all the movies, but I like it. I enjoy it. It's a cool aesthetic, and so I'm hoping that these games do well and that it ends up becoming, I don't know how to make it like more of a trend to be like unique.
Take the risk.
Yeah, take the risk for the game. But again, like this is kind of like a niche game, like these 2D, you know, shooters, the side scrolling and all that, like shoot 'em ups and all that are a little bit more niche.
Yeah, well, I feel like these are mostly like popular on phones. Yeah, because there's a lot of games where it's just like you're just swiping up and down and you're doing the same exact thing, but not to how good this looks.
No, yeah, this definitely not a I don't know. I mean, I guess your phone would do, but it wouldn't do justice.
I mean, it's Nintendo Switch, so.
Yeah,
our phones are a little bit better than Nintendo Switch.
But yeah, so it's coming 2022. So if you're interested in that, you know, go ahead, check it out. And then pretty much if you're interested in looking up any of these trailers, they're pretty much IGN has all of them. So
there are other sources that are more reliable, but
and so this one, before we start like looking at the trailer though, so it's Marvel's Midnight Suns. So I don't know how to feel 100% about this game. When I saw it released, I kind of rolled my eyes at first, and I'm like, "Oh, great! It's Marvel's Avengers again." And they're trying.
I thought so too. Yeah.
I either thought it was like a DLC or if it was like they're trying to. How do I word it? Like just ride off this. I wouldn't call it success, but I think like of the last game, like they released it, and a lot of people bought it, and then they're like, "Oh, maybe we can like get these suckers to buy it again." And so I think, I don't know, sometimes I just wish Marvel would stop when it comes to games. I'm like, Marvel, please, no, you're hurting me. But yeah, we'll go ahead and play the trailer. Because I have some interesting like thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they said that the new character that they like resurrect, is like a brand new character that they worked with some like comic book artists.
Yeah,
and
I don't even remember her name.
And writers,
Was it
but I don't know. But I thought it was also an interesting choice to play Enter Sandman, but a cover.
Yeah.
Now I'm not like a big metal fan or anything. Like Metallica's good, of course. I just thought, why a cover? And something that I remembered is that in Black Widow, they played a cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit.
That's right.
By Nirvana.
Yep.
And I thought that was interesting. They went for a cover as well. And I'm not sure if this is their way of like, they want to seem edgy, but they don't want to commit to it 100%. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's just me like reading into it, but it bothered me. Like when I was watching Black Widow and they played a cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I'm just like, I'm just sitting there like, why? Like, it's not a bad cover. I just thought like when I was watching Black Widow, and I think I did mention that too in the Black Widow.
But like this song right now, because it's playing, it doesn't fit.
I think honestly, if they played the original, it would seem a lot cooler. I feel like if they just went with the original, and so because I'm not sure how like permission works. So I'm not sure like Metallica wanted all this money, you know, like the record company, and then they're just like, we're just gonna get a cover and it's a lot cheaper. I'm not sure if that's what happened here, but and I'm 100% sure like that's probably not. I'm 100% sure that's probably not what happened. But I'm very upset if that's literally why. But it's like,
I feel like Marvel always does that though.
Marvel even has with, like they sanitize the songs. I've noticed like their soundtrack.
Why can't they just have a composer make something cool?
And
that's my opinion.
And I think it's because they try to be like hip with the times, kiddo, you know, like kind of thing.
Nobody wants that.
And so like I wish they would compose their own original like music, you know, that Marvel kind of style, symphony, like orchestra music. But I was like, I didn't know how to feel about them coming out with another Marvel game so soon, because I thought it was like gonna basically be Avengers.
Yeah.
But this is supposed to be like a tactical strategy game.
But like why? Ooh, Metroid.
And I don't even know how to like really like break that down, because I guess it's going like XCOM style.
But as a Marvel game?
And from what my because look, it's Firaxis, they've made XCOM, they've made Civ. So they're well versed in strategy games. Of course, because like, you know, I'm a big.
What if it was like a Civ game, but like Marvel?
But like you build up like your superhero civilization. There's mods for that probably would do it better.
Dang.
But I've seen mods that like they kind of have like superhero like. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I saw one. I'm like 99% sure, but I don't know why like. The decision, I guess, like, because they said, oh, we're coming out with like a new game, and then I think remember like, oh, they might be working on Civ 7 because they needed like, and I'm gonna be very upset if this was the historical reference they were talking about, because they can have the pharaohs. I'm gonna be very upset that they're working on this instead of Civ 7. I'm like,
I just made that connection. Oh,
I hope that's not what that meant when they were like trying to hire people for new games, that they're. It's like, because it seems like it's going to take place in like ancient Egypt kind of like, and so they're, I'll be very upset if that was the whole thing like about, I don't think that's what it is, but my goodness.
Why do you think Marvel is doing such a push on video games right now?
Because their movies are dying.
Yeah. So alongside this one, the mobile game one, Marvel Future Revolution.
Yeah, I downloaded it and I was going to try it, but I was just like, I
played it.
Tried it.
And I already gave up on it. I chose Spider-Man.
I think because I think essentially the worth of Marvel Studios is probably going to go down in the next 5 years. And like because I know I said like Marvel's dying, but because look, who do they have? Who do they have now from the original? Right? They're taking a big risk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you know, was it ShangChi's coming out
this week?
this week. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about like what people are saying. I don't like to go in and watch the movies with having like other people tell me if it's good or bad before I go in, because I feel like that influences my opinion on it. But I just feel like they're taking a big risk, because what characters are they using? They're using the classic, Captain America.
That's true.
And then, Wolverine, Iron Man.
Ghost
and because they
Rider,
can't,
too.
Ghost Rider, I was very surprised to see, and I'm very happy. But we'll go down that route. I don't want to like not finish my sentence here. And like, because I think when you're seeing the direction the Marvel movies are going, it's a very risky play they're going with, because they killed off a lot of their big names that, it took them 10 years to accumulate that. And so now they're essentially having to start over again. And I think they're a little worried that the new generation, so to speak, is not going to be able to carry the movies the same way that like Robert Downey Jr.
the OGs.
or, Chris Evans were able to carry their roles. And so I just feel like that they're trying to push into games so that they can still have some sort of revenue coming in from the Marvel IP. I think Disney wants, like, we pay this much money for the Marvel characters, we're going to get our money's worth. Because I think, like, after the Infinity Saga, I'm not saying that Marvel's out of ideas or blah, blah, blah. And, like, this isn't me hating on Marvel. I just think that they are, I think from, like, a business standpoint, they're probably worried that we're going to have to bank on making some lesser known characters more known, more loved. And I hope ShangChi does very well.
I do too.
I hope, because Black Widow wasn't it for me.
Well, I think more so that, well, I mean, we'll probably talk about it because we're going to do a review on it, hopefully, but
which will be next week.
Yeah, which will be next week. Anyways.
Next week.
Yeah, next Wednesday. But I feel like ShangChi is like, everyone's going to be looking at this like very closely, because this is the beginning, like you said, of like all like everything. The
multiverse. I mean, not the multiverse. Sorry, you're gonna have Spider-Man coming out, and then that's gonna be like multiverse.
But it's like these people are walking on eggshells.
That we're gonna tie in stuff in. And I think Shang-Chi's probably gonna be like kind of a bridge to connect, kind of like the old with the new. I think.
Well, because according to sources or whatever, Shang-Chi is the start of the new phase. So it's not it's not Spider-Man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's connecting the old with the new. It's like we're shifting, and then we're gonna get into multiverse stuff with Spider-Man, which I misspoke. But yes, I think that's what it is. But I don't know. Like, I want to get like your thoughts on it. Like, are you worried? Because I'm kind of worried the direction Marvel is kind of taking games. Because
game wise, I just
to me, I think they should stop. I think Avengers was a big scam. I mean, let's be honest here.
It was. Well, if you compare the like games now to the old school games,
the
ones we always played.
X-Men Legends, goated. Okay,
exactly.
X-Men Legends was good as a kid,
exactly.
And I played that. I kept that like stupid Nintendo GameCube game like forever, and like I played that, and then also they had for like the PS2. They had like Ultimate Alliance. Ultimate Alliance, baby. Those were good games, bro.
But see, it's like, why aren't they doing those kind of games? And then like they got rid of the MMO for Marvel that everybody did kind of enjoy.
Oh, what was the name of that?
I don't remember, but they canceled that, and now it's basically on your phone. But still, it's like
I don't know why they. Because I guess also too, when you think about it, those games are kind of like outdated. I think if we went back and like tried to release them today, I don't think they would capture the same amount of audience that they did.
I think they would. I kind of do.
Because they re-released them and I play them. They're just as good as I remember them to be. But I don't think, like, because look at the audience they're probably trying to capture. They're trying to capture young audience members that are playing games. And those kind of games, I think, appeal more to, I want to say like more seasoned gamers, I guess a little bit older, because like that kind of play style is reminiscent of like, PlayStation 2, GameCube era. So like if they did release a game like that, I think it would be very fun, and especially like if they would tie in, because the second one was Civil War, so it'd be cool if like they did another thing, kind of like a continuation. I don't not remember how Ultimate Alliance 2 ended. I have a download on my PS4.
It was like 100 years ago, so I don't know.
Yeah, that was when Activision was not like as poopy as it was today. So that was Ultimate Alliance. Activision made that, bro.
I totally forgot about that.
Like, that's crazy. I don't remember who made X-Men Legends, but it was probably Activision as well. I'm willing to bet. But
what happened?
I don't know, man. But those games, man, I played that so much. Like those games were good.
But see, like, why can't they make those games again? I just don't understand.
I don't know. Maybe our boomers like just like
that'd be really interesting. Like if we're the only ones that like it, and people are like, no, we
I don't
don't
know.
like
Okay,
that.
like honestly, if you liked those games like Ultimate
Let
Alliance,
us know.
yeah, X-Men Legends and stuff, or if you're old enough to remember those games,
Yeah, they're probably like,
yeah.
I have no idea. Who?
Yes, we're not old. Like, okay, we're in our 20s, so it's
Yeah.
like there's that's most of our audience right there. So I
But-
want to know, like, did anybody else enjoy these games? Because man, they were so good.
But like,
growing
do
up.
people enjoy these games? These new Marvel ones? Not really, right?
Avengers got its butt kicked. Like everyone was complaining,
But
and
it's
then
like
they
nobody
had
asked
terrible.
for a tactical Marvel game.
You're right.
I don't know.
You're right. No one asked for that kind of game. Very interested though to see how it's gonna play out because they didn't really show gameplay from what I remember.
Well, they are in like 2 days, so.
So yeah, I'm hoping that like we're just sitting here and like being like angry old men, being like
Yeah.
back in my
Maybe
day.
it is like Ultimate Alliance somehow. I don't know.
Dude, I would be very happy if they're going back like to like the roots of like Marvel games like that because look, Marvel versus Capcom, man, fun games always, dude.
That
Arcade
just triggered
X-Men
me.
games, the arcade X-Men
that
games,
just triggered me even more. Like
the side scroller,
yes.
the beat 'em ups and stuff.
But like Marvel vs. Capcom too, like or whatever. People want like remasters of like the old school fighting games, and it's like, why aren't they doing that? They just gave us a piece of crap one.
Mm-hmm. Especially like if you could do like skins of like the new Marvel characters,
Yeah, like,
and then like do like retro looking ones, kind of like what Spider-Man did. Like you had like the comic book looking one, and then I think it'd be really cool. But I don't know what they're doing because I think it is a very, very risky thing they're doing with the tactical Marvel game.
But like, why?
Tactical strategy. But I think like they could have just made bank by getting the guys who made Dragon Ball Fighters.
I mean,
And then you have them do the comic book art style and animate them, and then done the fighting like that.
like
What company made Fighters?
I
Do
don't
you
even
remember?
know. I know it's Bandai, but
Bandai, yeah. So like I don't know, but like hire those dudes. You can't tell me Disney doesn't have the resource to be like, you're gonna work on this game.
I mean, there's no way they look at fighters and be like, nah, we don't want to do a Marvel game like that.
Yeah,
like
because it's like
who?
Guilty Gear and all that stuff, like that kind of cell shaded art style, like where it's like they kind of make 3D into 2D.
Mhm.
I love that style, and I
That's
think
popular right now.
I think that would work so well for a Marvel game, for a Marvel fighting game, 2D fighter.
Say we get Marvel Avengers.
And so I would love to see that, like do a remaster in that style, and then just have references to the Marvel movies. Be like, boom, here's Ultron, here's Vision.
Connect it to the universe. I don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
here's Thanos.
like if it's if it's a Marvel, I feel like if it's Marvel, it either has to be like a fighting game or like kind of like the Ultimate Alliance stuff, or it has to be a single player focusing on one hero. That's the only time the Marvel games are good.
I guess because I don't want to even make them like, be like in the Batman style of games. I think
that would be okay
because
too.
Spider-Man kind of like emulated that Batman style games, but I don't know who would you like. Iron Man, I guess you would.
Like Iron Man would be cool.
I think
Wolverine, that would be a cool like hack and slash game.
Oh, do you remember? Oh, what's that game? The X-Men Origins game.
Exactly.
That was way better than the movie for no reason. Do you remember that? I hope someone remembers that, dude. Because that was like what PS.
That was PS2.
Oh, I think it was 2 and 3. The 2 version was like bad, but the 3 version was good. Remember
We
that?
sound like such boomers.
I know. It's
Back
like
in
that
my
was
day,
that was
PS2
so
days.
good though, dude.
But
Like
see,
that
like
was that.
it wasn't a tactical. Like I don't know.
No, I'm very interested to see it though. I am interested. I hope that we're gonna eat our words and then and then everyone's gonna be laughing at us like, look, you see, it's a good game. Because I'd rather have these games be good than be bad. I don't want to be here like, I'm right. I don't want to call it out. Like, I want to have good games, my guy. So it's like I don't know, but I can see it. I can see like them kind of like remastering a Marvel versus Capcom. But I guess it'd be like you'd have to get Capcom on board. But you can just do a fully Marvel like fighter.
They're not gonna.
But how sick would that be, bro?
That's what's like.
And like in the style of like fighters, dude.
Like who's like the director or whatever of marketing
Get
or something?
Get me Marvel on the phone right now.
Where's
gonna
Kevin?
talk to him. Kevin, we got some stuff to tell you.
But it's just like they're missing so much potential and they're doing absolutely nothing. I think it's one of those things where it's like we know what we're doing and it's like we know what the fans want, you know.
I think the problem too, it's like the risk, right? Because to them, they're probably up there like, oh no, making this kind of game will probably generate the most amount of revenue. But I think that's what they're sitting there doing. Like, this is probably like the safest bet. But I think I don't know because I think the people whoever they have there, it's like I don't even think they know Marvel vs. Capcom like exists or like the 2D beat 'em ups.
I wouldn't. Yeah,
of
I don't
X-Men.
doubt it. I'd be very sad if that's true.
X-Men Origins game.
Like they need to fire
X-Men
everybody in
Legends.
Marvel if they don't know that stuff.
Like I think when it comes to the games, like not that it's more obscure, but I think it's a little bit harder to have like a little more expertise on that. Like, cause like you would have to like play them kind of recently to still like remember them
I don't
and be like, yeah, dude, like let's do this. Dude, I'm calling now. They have to come out with the fighters, essentially like just call it Marvel Fighters. I don't care. like just get it out, man.
Yeah, throw in the Z and everything.
Could you imagine that?
Marvel Fighters.
So it's like Dragon Ball Z
Just,
and Marvel fighting
See,
each other. Actually, that wouldn't be too bad.
That would be very interesting, actually.
Yeah, like I think that'd be very interesting. That put a lot of debates on the table though.
That would be
Goku stronger than
Goku stronger
Spider-Man.
than Wolverine.
Goku, yeah, it's like,
we should not cross that line. Look, unless there's a surprise and like NetherRealm is making a Marvel fighting game.
Oh, like an Injustice style game?
Because there is rumors that the next one they might do is Marvel. Maybe.
I don't know. Because Injustice was good. I like the first one more than the second one. I think the second one kind of missed for me. I think in terms of
Debatable.
like because they started adding like the armor and stuff like that, and then
but I'm a sucker for that. So
like it's cool, but then like I remember we were playing it, and then I was like, I forgot who I was playing. I'm like level 1, and then Superman was like level like
30.
Yeah, and I was like, and I got, and then so I was like, why am I getting clapped? I'm like doing all these combos, and then so I'm like, I was playing Catwoman. I was like, I was trying to do some like combos, and I'm like, why is it no damage? And then we looked and like, why are you 30 levels higher? And then it's like,
yeah, they definitely should not have that. But I don't know. It's just I don't know. Marvel makes me angry every single time.
I think
like
it's
what do they have? What do they have to lose?
Fans,
yeah,
fan. We're passionate fans.
We're not toxic. But it's like, what do they have to lose? You know,
a lot of money, billions of dollars. The reputation.
Like, who's your competitors right now for Marvel? Nobody. Make a crap game. Come on.
I don't know. I wish they would be more willing to take a risk on a fighting game. I'm pretty sure they have to. They had to have a meeting somewhere. I was like you know that meme where it's like, why don't we, and then like it's that dude and gets thrown out the window. It's like, why don't we make the fighting game? They threw that guy out the window, and they're like,
no smarty.
Let's make a generic, Marvel's
like,
Avengers game.
Like, there's people excited for the Nickelodeon fighting game, and it's like Marvel needs to really step up their game because we see this and we're just like, nah.
So 2D platformer fighter,
like,
Marvel.
I don't care. Like, yeah, something. I don't know.
Just that would be interesting. That would be very interesting if they do like a Smash style of for Marvel.
Like tactical. Like that's such a small group of fans.
I think
like why did they choose
you know what? But also on the flip side, this could be a very good gateway into getting people into tactical strategy games and then other strategy games like Civ and all that. So like that would probably that could be like kind of like the gateway drug to getting them hooked on the other stuff, man.
Yeah, but why get half a drug if you can get the whole thing, right?
So I guess.
In context of video games, don't take this.
Video game addiction, right? So
no. I don't know. Let's move on. We've been on this one.
Yeah, we've been on this one for a while. I think
we can rant
everyone
more
gets it. Everyone
ShangChi.
gets it. We hate Marvel.
We'll buy a T-shirt that says that.
Yeah. Okay. So Cult of the Lamb.
Now, good games.
Now this is games for men.
Yes.
This was such an interesting trailer when it popped up. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a cult simulation game with animals. So you are like the cult leader,
and you're a lamb.
And you bring people into your cult, and it's it has like a style kind of the like Don't Starve.
Mm-hmm.
You were saying that you brought that up, and like you're saying it was Don't Starve, and I hope this somehow has some sort of multiplayer to it.
I really
so that
hope
we could all be playing together and like join like in the same cult. I would love that so much.
This is your brother's game for sure.
Yeah. This would be I would be so down to make him cult leader because like it would just go terrible. because like just,
For context,
if
he
you're
was,
watching our streams, you know that.
For
like,
context, he was voted. What was it? The cult most likely to form a cult or something.
yeah,
like
like
that?
in high school.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was college actually. Yeah, that was like, yeah. So yeah, like that was like.
But see, like
2
I
years
just love this game because it does like, but you have to like build things. Any game where you have to like start from level like 0, I guess you can say, and then like build your
Start
village or
from
whatever.
0, re-0.
Yeah. Like, and then you just have to. Sorry, I was looking at the trailer and
Yeah, I know.
processing what you just said.
But like you just like killing people and putting curses on them,
Yeah,
like
you just
and
throw them in the
bagging
pit.
and tagging them. Basically, there's cool bosses. It seems like to be kind of like a cross between like a dungeon crawler, kind of like because Devolver made Into the Gungeon, right?
Oh yeah, Enter the Gungeon.
Enter the Gungeon, yeah. And then so it's kind of like I feel like they're probably gonna pull like from that a little bit to like to this game, but man,
beautiful.
like why are these smaller companies, especially like that like ending for the trailer? I was just like, what? Like it's so weird, it's so wacky, it's quirky, man. Like it's cool,
quirky, man.
Like I like that. Like there's been some really like.
It's interesting how we are interested in was it the Corky game?
Mm-hmm.
And
the
now
Corgi game.
Yeah, and now we're the Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah.
Is the video games the new?
I love how like
animals?
there's just weird stuff. Like it's just weird stuff, man.
But then again, Devolver Digital is really really good at making like games or publishing games. Like every single one of their games I've played, it's just like a blast.
There's there's quality to it and everything. So I'm not too worried about this game being a flop. It looks very good, very like aesthetic and stylistic. So yeah, but it's supposed to be coming out, early 2022. So I am excited for that. That actually is one that like I'm very interested. And then the next one. So this one is Outlast Trials. And I'm not sure. Have you played the Outlast games?
So this is based on the 2 games, right?
Yes, I played both.
Okay, I played both as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big scaredy cat when it comes to
these games.
These kind of scary games. I don't play them by myself. I always have someone to play the game with me. Yeah, hold my hand, tell me it's okay. Like bro, that doll, like that mannequin and stuff, like ugh, like gives me the creeps. So I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes it's like. I like these games. I like horror games because like I fall into them very very easily. Like the scary thing. But then like sometimes I sit there and then I start just like memeing on the like the dudes that follow you around, and then like you realize like, oh, their AI sucks sometimes, and then you just sit in there.
It's a coping mechanism because you're scared.
But I like how also too, if you saw in the trailer, like the monster came out of the normal hiding spot of like the lockers. So I wonder like if that's gonna be like indicative like of how the kind of like hiding mechanic is gonna work, because since it seems like maybe you open one up and there's gonna be something in there, that's gonna be interesting, because then you're never gonna feel safe even trying to hide. And that's the problem that I have with a lot of horror games though, is that when you're hiding, it just makes you feel like invincible. Like all of a sudden,
even though the guy's like looking in the locker with clearly has big holes in it. And like,
and then so I think also too, it's like because it gives you that sense of like invulnerability, and I think it'd be really good. Like, oh, there's no sense of safety. Now that would be interesting. And supposedly this is gonna have a certain level of like, I think it is gonna be multiplayer.
Interesting.
I don't know. How do I word it? Like I don't know too much about it. I didn't really like watch them like talk about it and all that stuff, but I was like, oh, definitely interested in this. The second one was kind of a disappointment for me.
The first one was my favorite.
The first one is good. That was probably like a solid, like just probably one of the better horror games to come out for like the modern era.
When did it come out? A long time ago, right?
It was PS4 era.
Okay.
I want to say like mid to early PS4 era. Because it was like it was mainly PC actually. Remember it came out on PC. I remember PewDiePie or somebody played it or something like that. Yeah, I think it was PewDiePie. So that was probably like 2016. I'm gonna say. Like I'm gonna say that like it's somewhere in there, because I had to be still in high school.
Kind of sucks that it doesn't come out during Halloween though.
Yeah, that'd be. But it's 2022. It's kind of more of a to be announced, but that's kind of like. It's just kind of like that's the
Hopefully it
range.
comes out
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm not gonna, and I hope they take their time on it because the second game for me, I didn't like the second ending. I mean, the ending of the second game because it kind of it was like a weird ending. Do you remember that?
I'm trying to remember. I think
was
I
like-
was confused.
You were like crawling and trying to like, and there's like that lady talking or something, and there's like that big
yeah.
void thing, and it was very like, what? Like
Yeah, okay, that's why I don't remember.
Like
yeah.
it was just very like weird, and I remember I was playing with one of my friends. My friend was like, "What do we just play? Like, what do we watch?" Like that was kind of like they felt like they were also kind of robbed of the experience because it was like
It's like, huh?
Like- I think because they focused more on the setting, and then they didn't really like the first one had story, and I really liked the story to it, like the lore that they had surrounding it. Like you're trying to, and even though I guess you can say it's kind of like generic, a sane asylum kind of thing. I think the direction that they took with it was pretty interesting, and it felt very fun. And the second game just didn't live up to it in the same way that the first one did. And I'm not sure if that was like my expectations. But
no, because most people didn't really like to.
because they also, what did they do? They had that. Oh, you could hide in the barrel. You remember that? Like,
yeah.
and then
man, those are throwbacks.
So I don't know. Like I don't remember. Like, but there was like, could you hide in the grass or something like that? Or, I forgot. They added some mechanic that was kind of controversial. And I can't remember.
I'm gonna have to think on that. I don't think so though.
I can't remember, but I remember there's people saying like the game was really controversial because they added some new like mechanic or something that it made, and then also too like the designs of like the kind of like the cabins and stuff you would go through. It just felt very hollow, and I think Outlast seems like it's going back to the roots of like the insane asylum thing, and I think they probably work better in a condensed area rather than like
I'll
a
say
spread
that
out.
one's like halls and that's it.
Yeah, so I think because they made it more open world like, so to speak. Not open world, but they gave you more room to run around it, and I think it's because they're very good at the first Outlast was very good at handcrafting each room, and then since you had to open up the world a bit, I think it struggled to like maintain that same, because it felt weird going through the world. Like it felt like stuff was missing a little bit.
It's
like
not
it didn't
like
have the
Resident
same.
Evil.
Yeah, and Resident Evil is usually pretty good at that. Actually, I tried playing the Resident Evil games. I never got too into them because I tried the originals, and maybe I have to try. A lot of people say you have to try like I think it's like 4 or something like that.
I don't. I always
like
lose
3 or
track
4.
of the
Like
numbers.
there's like, well, I've never played any of the modern ones. But yeah, I haven't really
I think we have to play a lot of spooky games for this Halloween, Ricky.
spooky games.
Yeah, can you handle that?
Yeah, I'll be screaming. That's content right there, baby.
Shoot. Especially, I mean, this is a little off topic because Phasmophobia got like an update.
I'd be down for Phasmophobia. Is that still like pretty popular?
Yeah, I'm just and like we could play Outlast 1 and 2 as well.
Yeah.
But have you play it by yourself? And then we'll record that.
Like in a dark room by myself. Because I remember even as a kid, you played Dead Space.
Oh my gosh.
And I got so scared.
So the new one, because they're remaking it.
Yeah.
I think both 1 and 2, whatever, and it's like not coming out till next year. But I specifically remember because that's when like I barely got my first pair of headsets or like Turtle Beach or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, you can hear all the sounds and everything. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna get Dead Space because that's supposed to sound really cool. And I don't think I realized it was a scary game.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a
because it is survival horror, but I don't think you realize like, oh, it's horror. Yeah.
I think it was more like survival.
Yeah.
But man, like when I was playing that game, like you can hear the like monsters crawling in the ceiling, like because this was like when on XSplit, it was like before it was Twitch TV. It was called what is it? Something with a J, Justin.tv or whatever. So that's when I was like kind of streaming already. And I remember specifically like holding my controller and just like my eyes wide open, and I would move a little bit. And you hear like a monster like in the corner. And I'd be like, and I'd be like,
I think I remember you telling me that. You're like, nah, bro.
And, like, I had the lights off and everything, and I was like, I can't do this. I literally stopped playing.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna wait till the sun's out and have a cross with me, and
my mom was hugging me.
Yeah, like shoot,
salt across the door, so the ghost can't come in. But like, like I enjoy horror for what it is. I think I enjoy horror movies also, like in the same degree. Like I do like to get scared and stuff like that, but I will not do like amusement parks. That's the only thing, because I have the tendency for fight rather than flight. And there's been a few times like like I've had like a cousin or two try to scare me, like and you know who you are, and sometimes I've been very close to punching, and then because my first reaction is like this, and then I'm like I rather, and then I'm too much of a scaredy cat for certain things, and then I think like I instantly go to like that. But I like, because even I remember like playing even Last of Us, like that was kind of scary for me.
It was scary.
And like and so, but I think that had like very good like ambiance and everything, like to the whole like thing. Man. But man, yeah, I do like horror games, and I think it'd be fun like multiplayer ones.
Definitely stay tuned. We're definitely gonna play some scary games.
I'd be down. It like, do you think Phasmophobia like would be something
people
good
like that game? Yeah,
to like to stream or something. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll see.
Our listeners and viewers want to see it too.
Yeah, because I'll be screaming, man. Especially if we get Angel on board, we're gonna be.
I want to be like. I played that with Mercedes once, and I was like, I can't. I'm scared. Especially if we do the what is it called? The chat. What's it called? Proximity chat. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking and everything.
We're not gonna be on Discord. We're gonna be doing.
Oh man, we can't be on Discord for that one.
We're gonna be pooping our pants. Man.
That one's gonna be funny.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I will probably. I'm glad my headphones are Bluetooth, because I will jump up and like rip the cord out. Like, oh my god. Your
computer. I kicked it. Anyways, that was a tangent, but Outlast, because Outlast is a scary game, and I remember playing Outlast 1 without headphones because.
Outlast 1 was spooky. I wasn't as spooked as Outlast 2, but that's kind of all I gotta say. I'm very excited to see it. And it's supposed to be multiplayer. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like multiplayer only, or I don't know. Maybe I misheard or something like that. But there's supposed to be. I'm just excited, anyways. Like I hope they bring it back. I hope they bring it back to how it was.
No, something that's not spooky.
To end more on a lighthearted note,
like,
I guess.
This is a complete 360 no scope.
Across the map.
Love and.
Oh man, you remember those, dude? I love those MLG like.
I remember. This is like a little bit of tangent. We're gonna pause this. I remember back in the day where all Call of Duty is just trash talking, being racist, and like doing 360 no scopes with like some epic music, and then you transition to another 360 no scope. And then the video was over.
It was like the MLG stuff, and because I think on stream too, we were talking, like Angel was talking to us, like, man, you remember that? Like, like just take out the racism, and I think it like to keep the trash talking, and then just it'd be fun, man. Like, but again, now the game's just more sweaty. Yeah, you don't take it like as fun, like it's.
But even then, there's still the racism is still there, but.
Yeah, but
it's more targeted.
Because like a little bit of a story though before you start, because so back in high school, right? We had a video game course like at my high school that you could take, like so you can learn to play video games. So of course we had computers there. Right. So what I would do though, and I got the whole class to start doing it, and the teacher got upset, but he didn't know it was me. But so I started getting into like the MLG compilation stuff. And then, so do you remember the where are you at? Where are you at?
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, and then like of course it'd be like, that ain't Falco, and like stuff like that. Oh, I love that. I miss that. Like those videos, and then you'd have like the gun, like the sniper, the hit marker and all that stuff, the Doritos and Mountain Dew. But anyway, so what happened is that I would play the stuff. And so everyone would start laughing, like, oh, funny, like MLG videos. But then the worst part is that everyone would start watching them in the class. And then so all you heard throughout the class was, where are you at, MLG? And then the hit marker. And people, like 4 to 5 people would be playing them at the same time. But there were different ones. So it was just noise everywhere. And then like the song was like, and I'll never die. And the bwomp, bwomp.
Yeah.
like that. And then like. And then so you had all that stuff playing, and then everyone, because it would be like one student would play it, and it'll typically be me because I started that, and then they'd be like, oh, where are you at? And then everyone just started like saying stuff like that, and the teacher would get upset because like we were just playing like the MLG music in the background, or like you would have like the hit marker sound when the teacher was talking and stuff. It was just like, it was funny. That only went on for a little bit because the teacher got upset. And like, all right,
hopefully your teacher's not listening.
Yeah, that'd be very funny. I don't even remember the teacher's name.
You. I retired because of you.
Yeah, I don't even remember the teacher's name. That was so long ago. But yeah, so anyways, Dokev?
Dokev?
I don't know. It's supposed to be, I think it's a Korean game. So, or it's like, yeah. So
I don't know how to say this, but the Korean games are doing pretty well lately. Especially with this one. And like Lost Ark that's coming out. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No, I have not.
But that's basically like Diablo, but with an MMO.
I feel like this is like because they are going for like Pokemon. Like basically you're
Look
playing.
how good this game
but,
looks,
like,
though.
That's actual in-game footage. That's how the game's actually going to look.
Like, imagine if Pokemon looked like this.
I would love it, dude. And that's kind of like the aesthetic they're going for is like it's Pokemon but a little bit more realistic. And I'm really interested to see like the direction this game goes because it's supposed to be MMO, but then they're saying, we're going to kind of drop more of the MMO aspect, but we're going to make it more open world.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I hope to see like, again, like multiplayer because this would be really cool to have like a real lived in world with like players in it and stuff like that. And like, I think it'd be really cool to see like battles going on and then you're just like zooming on by and stuff like that. But of course,
so remember how I said there's a game in GamesCom that had like an FPS issue?
Yeah.
It was this game.
Yeah. So I'm very interested in this, but yeah, this does have like a very big, like, I don't know how to word, like, it's very graphically like impressive, but yeah, like you can tell it stutters quite a bit, and I hope it doesn't struggle, and
You probably need a 3080 to play this game.
and so yeah, it did get pushed back a little bit, but from their initial release date, I think they wanted to try to release it sometime this year. Now they're saying like, oh, okay, maybe.
I mean, it looks cool, so I don't mind them fixing it.
Yeah, like they're saying more like 2023 plus. Like they were saying like they wanted to try to get some sort of thing going by now, but yeah, I'm sorry, like by 2022, but now it's like they're pushing a little bit more back to like, and the song too is a little catchy.
Yeah, I'm listening to it right
and
now.
so
and they put this on
but
my
it's basically
playlist.
a Pokemon open world MMO kind of game where it's, from what I understand, it's kids' dreams and imaginations come to life, and then you have to fight those things with the like creatures that you create, and the stronger your dreams are, or something like that. Like, it is very interesting.
Sounds like an acid trip. But
yeah, and this is, yeah, you probably don't want to be on drugs while playing this game. Because
but
like,
look how beautiful that
like
looks.
it
Holy
is very
cow.
beautiful, and it's like I'd recommend for anyone to just watch the trailer because like it's so cool. It seems very ambitious, and that's the thing. Whenever I see an ambitious game, I'm very concerned because either it's going to hit the mark and be super awesome, or it's just gonna have to compromise constantly, and then it's gonna be crippled by its own like just
ambition.
ambition. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. Like, yeah, it's gonna be they can't keep their promises and stuff like that, and it looks really cool. And
because even
really,
now
really
I can kind of
excited.
see it. Like, yeah, it looks really ambitious, but there's like hardly any people walking around. There's only like one or two
it's gonna
people.
be cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
You
lot
heard
of
it here
dead
now.
space,
It's gonna be
yeah.
cyberpunk.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no. Well, they're supposed to be fixing cyberpunk, but I don't know. There's a lot of controversy in that. I haven't been following it enough to really comment.
Whatever
but
you say, Keanu Reeves.
But yeah, that's probably my most anticipated. Actually, I would have to say.
I mean, besides like Cult of the Lamb and the Corgi one, which is already out, I'm only interested.
When
in
it comes
those.
to like games off in the future, that's probably my most like most anticipated one. When it comes to like the games that are coming out a little bit sooner, Cult of the Lamb, probably definitely very excited for.
I hope that's out this year.
I really do.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yes, we already know Call of Duty. You got Halo and all that stuff, but we don't really need to talk about that too much. It's Call of Duty, it's Halo. You're gonna get it.
We can't even talk about how they said multiplayer reveal for both games, and we got a trailer only.
Yeah. Well, they did show off some of the single player, I guess, for Call of Duty. They had like you were like in the Soviet Union, and then so you're playing on the Eastern Front. It seems like.
Well, I think you're playing on 4 different places. I don't know what to call them, but I don't know. I don't even know what it's about.
4 different fronts. So like I'm guessing there's like one in the West, one in the East, one in Africa, one in Asia, the Pacific.
That's 100% correct.
That's probably okay.
I don't know history, sorry.
And you play Humankind in C6 and you haven't picked up on anything?
Again, I just shoot things.
I just go pew pew and
pew
that's
pew,
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Call of Duty, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I don't know. It looks cool, I guess.
How
like,
dare you.
but it's I don't know. I just
Play the open beta.
when's the open beta?
September something.
All right, we'll try it.
Okay, so speaking of that, it's kind of interesting how a lot of the AAA games that we all know and love, quote, quote, they're not really as AAA anymore. Like all these games are not even coming out this year, but it's like we're not even talking about Call of Duty, Halo, or Battlefield. We're like, no, I want to go play.
I want to go play
Project
Valero,
Corgi.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that's very interesting how times are changing. I guess.
But I think nature's healing. We're going back to our roots as gamers.
I guess so.
I don't really see why AAA is doing what they're doing though, and I think in the sense of like when it comes to their business models of trying to get us to pay for the games, and I think as we're playing $70, we're gonna be paying $70 to play the game. It's gonna be a hard pill to swallow for most.
Yeah, because I bet you all these indie games are gonna be what, $20?
20 to 40.
Like Golden Lambs probably be like $19.99 or something, but
yeah.
But even then, it's like I'm more willing to pay the $30 or $40 for that game because it's like, man,
I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's not every day.
I don't know how to word it, but like when I spend my money on an indie game and I don't like it, I don't feel like I wasted my money the same way when I'm like I buy a big AAA game for $60, and then I'm like, oh, I mean, I guess yes, because it's more money, but it's just I feel like I just gave my money to a big corporation for no reason. It's like if you're gonna at least
if you're an indie, you give them your $30, they're gonna make another game in less than a year. So
and it's like and it's like I feel like I'm just supporting them. Like when we bought Knockout City, right? We had even though we had it on the Game Pass, we decided to buy it on Steam because it's like they're a smaller company and like spending what was it like $10, $9.99 or whatever it was. Like all right, dude, like it's
and
it's
yes, we are still playing. Knockout
yes,
City.
and we're still addicted to Knockout City. Like how many podcasts later?
Yeah,
but yeah,
I think we mentioned that once every single episode.
Yes,
so
but because I don't know, we're trying to move up on that. Like I
we
actually
did get
really
promoted.
So we're in Emerald.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stopped playing
for a few days
League for a bit because we were having a losing streak for a while, and then we broke that last time. So hopefully we kind of keep breaking that. Knock on wood. I don't want to
see us on number 1. Don't worry.
Yeah, dude. There was a
tournament.
A tournament. Yeah, I'm not sure. Did you watch some of it? Yeah. I'm not too sure about like the teams. I think one of them was like Hustle. I think we see him a lot.
Oh yeah, he's like always the top streamer.
Yeah. So, I was very interested to be like, there's this concept called AC-130ing when you throw them in the air and then you throw the ball at them.
I want to check that out.
I want to try that.
We'll try that today.
And so yeah, we'll probably try that when we stream it. Twitch.tv. I'm just kidding. We're gonna do the whole.
Twitch.tv/Pass the Pop Culture, streaming every Tuesday to Friday.
Yeah, we'll do the plugs at the end, I guess, like always. But we already said it right now. Anyways, go check us out. No, we're gonna do shameful shilling for ourselves.
That's right, baby. We have a donate button. I'm just kidding. I won't go that far. I'm just kidding.
But so basically, we've been playing that game a lot. We really are interested in that. Like that's like an indie game we really like, and so they are published through EA though, but that's
it's still like not AAA. It's a small studio.
So yeah, I'm really interested to see like what indie's bringing because they're the ones keeping the gaming industry alive so far. Like they've been just making weird decisions, AAA, and it's the same games that come out essentially. It's all like either like some sort of like wave shooter, first person shooter,
game where the world's dying or something.
Yeah, and so it's like I just want like I don't know, man. Like I just want just like a regular fun game, and also too like I'm not sure if you're of the same idea. Like I feel like sometimes the games are too long. Like as in like you gotta spend like 60, 80, 100 hours, and it's just like. I just want a cool little action adventure game
every
for
time,
like 10, 20 hours.
Every time
that's like $20.
Every time I play like a single player game, I just don't have the patience anymore. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like because I know it's like okay, it's gonna be a kind of a long game, and it's like mediocre tasks that I have to do, and blah 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 blah, and it's like I kind of don't want to do that unless I know it's like an actual good single player game like God of War.
Yeah,
it's like I'm more than happy because
like
it's
a
actually
Souls game or
it's like the soul. Yeah, that stuff's fine, but it's like AAA. I just
Souls
don't like
games
them
aren't like 100 hours plus, right? They
can be. But
I mean, it depends if you want to like do multiple runs and stuff.
Or if you suck.
The last game that I played to completion, and even then, I was just like, I put the game mode on easy just because I was like, I'm gonna get through the story. Like I was Persona 5.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, and then I was just like at the last part of the game, and then I was like, I want to hear the story. I care more about the story. I don't want to do like going through like the whole like dungeon stuff. Like I do enjoy it, but it's like I'm more interested to see like how this ends. Like I'm like let me just go fight God real quick. Like come on, like let's get this over with. Like that's literally what you do.
I can't think of a game that I've beaten recently.
That was like a year or two ago. Like I've been playing a lot of more just like shooters kind of things that like I just pick up and then we just. I've been really into competitive more. Like
Call of Duty.
Dude, too many like freaking what are they called? Like
Sweats.
just sweats and then like just basically like bots when you're playing, dude. Like and then also everyone just cheats their way.
Yeah, but
I really enjoyed Warzone, but again,
we could do like competitive or something.
That's why I want to do competitive for Knockout. Knockout seems interesting, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So once we reach
Now
Diamond,
I'm having
baby.
like a existential crisis because I'm like, when was the last game I beat?
Am I even a gamer at this
yeah,
point?
it's like,
well, I started
playing
playing Dragon Quest, but then like again, I stopped that.
That game's long.
But yeah, I think I really want to pick it up again because I was like, well, okay, because I got a little addicted to the game at the beginning. I'm like, oh no, I know how this works. I'm like, I have this
Get the axe.
Yeah, because like oh man, like and my brother would testify to this. When I had Persona 5 and Kingdom Come Deliverance especially, I was addicted.
I remember that.
I couldn't get off the PS4. Like
every time you'd work out, you'd be like, I'm tired.
I'm like, I literally was like, I need to go home and play Kingdom Come Deliverance like right now. Like I get into those like zones with games where it's like I have to finish it, and then after that I'm like I'm done. And then sometimes I'm like I get the itch to like play it again. I'm like I hope they make a second one. They seems like to be making a second one. Now that's a game. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now that's a good game.
That's a long game.
That's like it's. You're
Felt
right.
long to me.
You're right. It is a bit of a long game, but if you do that, I think the main quest is just like 20-30 hours, something like that.
You can always play Skyrim Remastered or whatever that just came out, the 20-year
20th anniversary or whatever.
God.
Yeah.
Bethesda.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it.
Games suck.
Yeah.
AAA should say no. Sorry.
AAA sucks. Indie's been pretty cool. I've been wanting to get into more competitive games. I feel like
Splitgate.
That was. I
That's the most.
I didn't like that at first, and then I kind of played again. Like it's kind of fun, but I think it's just like I don't. While it's cool, the teleporting and portal stuff is like not teleporting, the portal stuff.
I think it was you who said it. Like the assets from Halo and Portal, but they're like mediocre.
They're like they picked them up from Unity.
Yeah.
And I think it's made on Unreal Engine, so they probably went it from the Epic store, grabbed some of those assets, and
that's like
I'm just kidding. That I don't know if they actually did that, and if they did, I'm gonna laugh. But I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, because like I don't know, I've been watching a lot of like tournaments like the Smash Summit.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty fun. I watched that, and because you know who Moist Critical is?
Yes.
Yeah, so because he had the Moist esports.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's why I watched it because I was like, this mad lad, he really got his sports team on there. Yeah, because it was Cola, and then I think it was Aaron, and then yeah, dude, and then also seeing Tweak's Diddy.
It's fun watching that.
Like it's the banana, bro. The banana's dirty. You know, there's like an infinite apparently for that.
Oh, really?
Like yeah, like they're on a platform, and then you throw the banana and they slip, and then like you just keep tossing the banana back and forth, and I think you do like an attack in between or something, and it's an infinite, kind of like the wobbling that ice climbers used to be able to do. I think it's kind of similar. Like it just traps them in that, but like it's very difficult. It's very difficult, and a lot of that stuff you can't do.
I love watching Super Smash.
Yeah, I know. I've always wanted to try to do like a local tournament. I would have to get a lot better, especially because I stopped playing. But yeah, because I
represent past pop culture.
Yeah, dude, that would actually be pretty sick. Like I think that'd be fun to go to one.
I do a tournament. That's fun.
I think because you did a Injustice tournament, and then that did not go very well for you
We're
because the guy spammed.
That, yeah. I got fourth place. Okay.
Aquaman spammed you with
my joystick or my I shouldn't say joystick.
Well, because you're playing Xbox and you're used to PlayStation.
Yeah, so my whole contraption didn't work for whatever reason, so I had to use somebody else's, and then I had to get used to that, and then I was like going for third place, but then I went against an Aquaman.
And you just spammed the throw or something like that.
Projectile, and it's like
I feel like you should get like max 3, and then after that you get a penalty, and then be like you get like you get 2 to 3 penalties, and then like okay, no, you throw the match. Like that's like you can't do that. Like because that's so lame when they trap you.
I'm too stubborn to pick like the hard counter of like an Aquaman's like, okay, you do projectiles, I could do this. It's like, no.
Well, like I find it fun to play like maybe not the greatest character, and I think that's why I like Donkey Kong, because like like Ness is top tier, and yes, I don't have friends, so it is true. Ness mains don't have friends, so it's like I was like, because I enjoyed Ness, like, but also too like I like Donkey Kong because it's so much cheese. I think
you definitely piss off Angel,
our cousin. Yeah,
who
so
streams with us.
Yeah, our cousins definitely don't like when I play Donkey Kong, and I just enjoy it because it's like I feel like it's hard to play Donkey Kong in the aspect of like you don't have like ranged moves in the sense, so it's like you have to be more aggressive, and I just like rolling like in a barrel. Like Donkey Kong has good moves, don't get me wrong, but he's not high tier.
He's nowhere near it, especially if you know how to counter him. But
so it's like it's very easy to like get smacked down as Donkey, but man, dude, when you make it work, you make it work, and that's fun.
Especially every time you do that stupid when you grab somebody
and then throw you guys under the stage.
Like, get out with that. I'm gonna plug your controller. The sad part is I know how to like stomp that, but it's just like
it's teching in like you have to like
every time I see you doing it, I'm like, all right, just kill me.
It's
I'll
so
take
crusher.
it. It's fine. Yeah. Like, go ahead.
Because man, but that's a whole nother conversation. But maybe we'll play some. I've been wanting to play Smash on stream. I think that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, we could probably set that up.
I think that'd be very fun. Yeah, because I need to get a controller because like I have the drift. And I don't like playing on the stupid
Switch. I have like 100 GameCube controllers.
Yeah, so but I need the adapter too.
Oh.
So it's a lot
I have
of
an
stuff.
extra one.
That's a pro gamer.
I'm
here,
the plug right now.
All right, I think we'll call it here. I think we've kind of covered everything for today. GamesCom, interesting. I don't know how to feel.
Solid D+.
But yeah, we're definitely gonna keep our eyes on the games that we mentioned today. There was definitely more games that were mentioned, but these were the ones that we felt like were interesting enough to check out, or at least kind of like talk about. And so yeah, if you're interested in checking them out, like I'd recommend like to at least just go on Steam and maybe just like check out the trailer or something because it's pretty cool, especially the indie games. I think it's very important to support indies, so at least check those out. But yeah, we're past the pop culture. And we'll be signing off, I guess.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for listening.